The Marino Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Marino Show. I'm here with Mark from Like Minded Lunatics. If you haven't checked out his show, you should. He has a show on Austin Music TV, YouTube, Instagram. They have a Patreon.
Yep.
Lots going on with them. They do a lot of cool... Talk about your show a little before we go on.
It's really kind of varied. Really what we focus on is music and video games. So I do a lot of music reactions where I do deep dives into songs. So not just like, oh, it's my first reaction, but actually kind of do research and stuff like that. And then we started doing some interviews. I recently interviewed Ian Moore, who is, if folks know Austin rock and roll, you know Ian Moore. And then my writing partner, Todd Wright, does a segment we call Drink, Play, Swear, where he tries to play a video game as he tells a story and drinks an adult beverage.
There's lots of drinking on Mark's channel, which is great.
Yeah.
We all love that.
This is actually odd. I'm not drinking now.
I know. I'm surprised. We wanted to get together and do like some music reactions. We've done them before.
Yep.
But I had some ideas for now, it being the new year, just kind of talking about some themes. And I picked a song from a band called Electric Youth. This is the vinyl.
Yes.
I love vinyl. This band is a pop duo. It's a male and female. The female, her name is Bronwyn Griffin, if I'm saying that right. They're a Canadian duo. And the music is done by Austin Garrick. It's her partner, her musical partner. And so they're a synth pop group.
Okay.
And they came to be, or people started to get to know them through the Drive soundtrack, the film Drive.
Great movie.
Such a good movie. But it's that synth, really heavy synth, 80s sort of sound.
Love that so much.
So that, they had a lot of songs. There's several songs on that soundtrack, but this is their album called Inner World. And there's a song on here called Runaway. And I thought, you know, it being the new year, some of the themes that we have, it's like people don't always want the new year to start, or
That's true.
They want to run away from their life, or just run away in general. And I thought this was a really beautiful video, so I wanted us to react to it. You've never seen it.
Nope.
Know nothing about Electric Youth, but I thought you would really like this video. It really, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a really great song, great video, great message. So why don't we roll it?
Let's do it. Electric Youth Runaway, folks. Of this, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a love thing. It's backlit.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that nice, that soft light filter on it. And then I start thinking, should I be concerned about their welfare? I think I might be concerned about their welfare.
Yeah, keep watching.
Okay. Go ahead and say that's not safe, folks. I don't want to see anybody doing this. On the scooter, two people?
Oh, no,
helmets?
not safe at all.
What's happening?
On the brink of a new day, on the heels of something more, with the strength of 100 hands, they're stronger than before. They say she'll grow out of it. They're contemptuous and cool. In pursuit of happiness, we'll find a way. Maybe we could just run away. Maybe we could just run away. Maybe we could just run away for good. 'Cause we're both misunderstood.
So I'm assuming that that's one of the band members?
Yes, that's the singer. That's
Okay.
the main singer.
Gotcha. So I am concerned for them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly things have gone wrong.
So if you listen to it, it's saying, maybe we can just run away. Maybe we can just run away for good because we're both misunderstood. So they're clearly a couple.
Yep.
But there's obviously some things going on with both of them that, as you watch it more, you kind of see that they're kind of outcasts.
Gotcha. Well, and there's also that youthful sense of being an outcast, in that it feels like, well, I'm just going to run away, but that's kind of born out of immaturity and
Right.
naivety. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the sense I'm getting from it at this point. Yeah, so lyrics are fascinating. They say she'll grow out of it. They're contemptuous and cool. In pursuit of happiness, they'll find a way.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
I'm going to go ahead and say, when you first mentioned this, you typed Runaway, and obviously the 80s rock guy in me was like, we're doing a Bon Jovi thing? Awesome!
Yeah.
But when I'm reading these lyrics, you know what? I just, if we put another filter on it, this would be Living on a Prayer.
Yep. It's very similar.
Tommy used to work on the dock. Like, the whole song and stuff is kind of similar.
The song it's like very upbeat, but when you listen to the words, it's basically talking about the fact that we're so misunderstood, nobody gets us, either individually or together, and we're just gonna run away from it all. And there's such a sadness to it, though, as you watch this video with them. And alienation. Like they're just alienated.
Oh, I thought you were going to the film,
No.
which was also cool. But no, I get, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
On the brink of a new day, on the heels of something more.
There's some cool sounds in the background. I feel bad Ricky's not here. That.
Oh, does he like that?
Oh, he's a digital music professor at
Oh,
Texas
okay,
State.
cool.
So every time he hears stuff like that, he's like, oh, let me explain what this is. But he loves those type of things.
Yeah.
In the wake of a heavy hand, there's a new world to explore.
That man looked right down the barrel.
There's a new world to explore.
Don't stare at the camera, sir.
They say she'll grow out of it. They're contemptuous and cool. In pursuit of happiness, we'll find a way. Maybe we could just run away. Maybe we could just run away. Maybe we could just leave this place for good. 'Cause we're both misunderstood.
She's like drunk.
Both
She's clearly got that staggering,
Yeah.
not quite sure what's happening look about her. And not in a fun way.
No.
Yeah.
misunderstood. Maybe we could just run away. Maybe we could just run
At this point, it feels like her wrangler.
Yep.
You know?
away. Maybe we could just leave this place for good. 'Cause we're both misunderstood. Maybe we could just run away. Maybe we could just
you're right. This is very poppy.
Yeah.
But the lyrics and the content is clearly not. It kind of reminds me of Semi-Charmed Life, you know, kind of how that's really poppy, but meth addiction.
When you listen to it, yeah.
Yeah. That's what you'll get if you ride two people like that. I said it at the first.
Yeah, I told you it doesn't have like a happy ending.
And they're going to sink now. She clearly is not going to be able to swim, David.
I think they're both like dead. Like,
oh
if
my
you look
God.
at it, see, they're just like, well, no, he moves.
'Cause we're both misunderstood.
So I know that wasn't like a big happy. The next video is gonna be happy.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of do like the two sides of, you know, how people sometimes feel when they're overwhelmed or happy, and they're not gonna let people get to them. What I liked about this song was that, I guess if you've ever felt, and it doesn't mean you go to this extreme, but if you've ever felt marginalized or different or that you didn't fit in, to me, what that story told was a story of two people who both clearly have been outcasts or have not fit into conventional society. They found each other, came together, and lived in each other's they understood each other, lived each other's misery, and saved each other, but at the end, it kind of wasn't enough.
Right.
That's just what I get. And there's something really tragic and beautiful about it all at the same time, that they found each other, but it's like more of a commentary on society and how people judge others, not knowing really, like, not even knowing the story to this, just two people individually. Clearly they both came from some rough backgrounds. And that's what I take out of it. And that's why I really like this song and I like the video, because I thought it was very thought-provoking. And I tend to gravitate to that kind of thing as somebody that's always felt sort of like not the popular kid and sort of different for being gay. And I always find I get attracted to those kind of themes, because while it's not as extreme as that, there's something about that just you resonate with, you relate to, and it's sad.
It is. Yeah. And one of the things that occurred to me when you're talking about that, I read an interview with James Hetfield from Metallica, and one of the things he said about songwriting was that when he was younger, songwriting and listening to songs was a way for him to put words to emotions that he didn't know how to deal with. And so he talked a lot about how song and songwriting was therapeutic, because it was, in a way, kind of a form of therapy for him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know how to deal with the emotions that he was holding inside, and he needed a way to get them out. And then as he gets older, you start really thinking about them more. The lyrics become more complicated and stuff like that. But I kind of get the same sense here. Like, we don't know how to deal with it, and we can let this art help us deal with it.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
So I promise the next video, it's going to be by Betty Who, another indie artist. She's upbeat. It's positive. It's great. So I wanted to balance the two out. However, if you want to pick up Electric Youth, Inner World, this is their first album, I believe. Check them out. They're a really cool band. I love supporting indie artists.
100%.
They're a Canadian band. Look them up. They're great. Okay, now that we've reacted to Electric Youth, I have to do something more upbeat. Okay, so Betty Who is a pop artist. She's from Australia. She started on a major record label, and then she's gone indie over the last couple of albums. I read some things out there just about kind of what a lot of artists struggle with when they're on a major record label, like they don't have creative freedom, or they don't get to do what they want to do, or when they don't sell as well, they're threatened to be dropped. And anyway, she really embraced she was always pop, but she's really kind of come more into her own thing the last couple of albums. This album was just Betty Who, Betty. She has a new one out called Big, and the song we're going to listen to is Blow Out My Candle, and it's from her new album, Big.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted you to see it because it's really, like, uplifting, and I like her stuff because she's very, like, positive. She's an LGBTQ plus, advocate in the community. She's really big about just, really out there telling people to be who they are, don't be something that you're not. So I like her message usually behind everything that she does.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Betty Who, Blow out my candle. Here we go, folks.
You don't know me, you don't get it. You really sold me, but you never met me halfway. Guess you don't see it, where this train's headed.
I should have told you before we started. This is kind of synth 80s again. I tend to like these singers they're current, but they have a little throwback to them, but it's still current, but they've just taken it and adjusted it. That's what I love about her.
I do the same thing, but since I was a rock guy, I kind of gravitate towards that.
Right.
But it's the same thing. I gravitate to that sound. I have a feeling it has to do with when we just came of age.
Yes.
And that's what resonated, and so, boy, we just searched for it.
Yeah.
Believe me, you're not gonna get in my way. Does it help you sleep? Does it make you stronger to beat up on me? I can't take it any longer. I won't stop running down that road. I'll keep dancing till I die. You can blow out my candle, but you'll never put out my fire. So
This has got a real fun vibe to it.
I love it. And it's very like leotard flash dance to me.
It does.
In the 80s.
I am recalling Olivia Newton-John's Let's Get Physical.
Yes.
Do you remember that video
Yes,
with all
I
the
do.
beefcakes in
Yes,
it?
I do.
But she's dressed up in like a headband thing with a leotard on. I wonder if that
And I have to read the words too, because it sounds really like it's very positive. I mean, it's very happy, the song, but when you listen to it, like, it's like, does it help you sleep? Does it make you stronger to beat up on me? I can't take it any longer. I won't stop running down that road. I'll keep dancing till I die. You can blow out my candle, but you'll never put out my fire.
That's such a great line.
I love it. I love it.
It kind of reminds me of we won't win the battle, but we'll win the war type thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can blow out the candle, but my fire's still burning.
Yes.
So you put out part of me, but not me.
Exactly.
Great.
Yep.
I've been here and I know you can't quit, even when it hurts to try. You can blow out my candle, but you'll never put out my fire. You don't know me, you don't understand it. I'm not the old me.
David, did you have one of these jackets? I did.
Oh, like from the 80s?
Yeah,
Yes.
one of the puffy, like, multicolored things.
Yes.
I loved mine so much.
I need to find some of my pictures. I have so many jackets that are very 80s.
Oh,
just
nice.
straight up 80s.
I still have all of mine. I think. The ones that fit anyway.
Yeah.
Crying in the ballroom backstage. Look up and see it, where this plane's headed. That bird you let go, it's never getting back in that cage.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say
Yeah.
there is a lot of synth there, but there's also a bluesy guitar that's very reminiscent of like Eric Clapton from the 80s. So I don't know if you're hearing it, but in the background, it's got that great tone to it.
Yep.
Let go, it's never getting back in that cage.
It kind of reminds me of Moonlighting. Do you remember the opening to Moonlighting?
I do.
Blue
Some
Moon?
like it. I do.
Yes.
Yes.
It reminds me of that.
That's true. I didn't even think about that,
that
Mark.
bluesy guitar.
It does have that feel to it.
Yes. And boy, this aesthetic is just
That
beautiful.
is, remember she doesn't pull, I don't think she pulls water down, but remember Flashdance where she pulls down she's sitting on a chair and the water comes down?
I will
That
never
scene-
forget that, David.
Well, I'm sure for you it was a lot different. For me, it's just a woman with water falling on her.
It was
I would
very
say that.
formative for me, David.
Yeah.
It was,
Yes.
what is happening? I don't know what I'm feeling at this moment, but yes, it does look
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It also reminds me, and this is going to be very cheesy, but it reminds me of the kitten hanging on the rope. Hang in there, baby.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
It reminds me
It
of
does.
that.
Did it help you sleep? Did it make you stronger? Beating up on me.
Did she just Cabbage Patch?
She did.
She just Cabbage Patch.
She did.
Did it make you stronger? Beating up on me. I won't take
This was made for us.
It was. Everything she's doing, I love it.
it any longer. I won't stop running down that road. I'll keep dancing till I die. You can blow out my candle, but you'll never put out my fire. So don't stop. I've been
Here's the other thing I like about this. The choreography, it doesn't feel like it was choreographed.
Right.
It doesn't feel like, oh, well, she's done dance choreography before. It feels like a woman who is dancing.
Yeah, and she does have some videos that are choreographed, that
Okay.
are very choreographed. But what I love about her is that she can do both. She can do like that's why I also like, you know how I told you before I love choreographed videos.
Sure, yeah.
I love
yeah.
like the Janet Jackson. She has a song that it's just, she has one called Ignore Me where her and a guy are very choreographed and they're doing a song. But she also just breaks out and does her own thing, and it doesn't look, I mean, it looks so natural. For me, I can't look like that just dancing around like that. It looks choreographed, but I feel like it's just her. It's just her moving.
It reminds me of that saying, "Dance like no one's watching" type thing, where it's not perfect. It just feels like someone who needs to get that out.
Yeah,
like the moments in Flashdance where it's Kevin Bacon and he's actually doing the dance. It's not his stunt double.
Yeah,
but those moments, that's what it feels like.
Yes.
And I know you can't quit, even when it hurts to try. You can blow out my candle, but you'll never put out my fire. I'm up in smoke, soft tires. Pop that joke, come on. Who's gonna feed the flame? Who's gonna feed the flame? Like moonlight, you fade away. Forget me, forget my face, but you'll never forget my name. Don't ever forget my name.
And I'm also going to say, this has got some real Cindy vibes to me. Mm-hmm. It's got some of those real falsetto things that go up real high.
I won't stop running down that road. I'll keep dancing till I die. You can blow out my candle, but you'll never put out my fire. I won't stop, been here and I know you can't quit, even when it hurts to try. You can blow out my candle, but you'll never put out my fire.
And the other thing I appreciate, she is not a person who is filtering herself.
Oh, no.
That's a real woman.
And that's what that's another thing about her. She's all about body positivity. Like I said earlier, just accepting yourself, but also being vulnerable. I think when I've seen interviews about her, or even some of her other songs, she's also okay with admitting there are days when you don't like what you look like or you don't love yourself, but she doesn't subscribe to being the filtered hot girl that you see, you know what I'm saying, all over Instagram. She is her. Like, she just does her thing, and I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know Ricky and I on our channel, we've talked a lot about authenticity in art. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he's talked about, he's a digital musician, and he doesn't like a lot of digital music because they strive for perfection. And a lot of times he says that the imperfections are the things that give things color.
Right.
And I do feel like that's the same way with people. Like, their bodies and how they look. You go into TikTok and people are filtering out all of the lines. They're filtering out everything. It's like, you no longer look like a human being. This looks like a beautiful human being.
It's like the same, like, I'm sure I deal with it, like where, like, even right now I look and like, oh, I have the acne scars and stuff. But it's like, that is real, and when I see artists that are authentic and real like that, and they are okay with, like, using their art and being vulnerable, I feel like that is what music is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a place where, you're able to say the things that are uncomfortable and also present yourself in a way that isn't always filtered. It's okay to want to be pretty in a video or look good and have that choreographed and that aesthetic. But what I love about Betty Who and what she's even put out into the world is that she's also okay with just, this is who I am, take it or leave it.
Yep.
You don't like it, you don't like it.
This is the authentic
me.
This
is me.
Yeah. So great.
So this was a really simple video, but her energy, it's like the way she presents herself is what I feel like just, it comes through the camera. Like, to me, whenever I see her, she's done a few other videos that are really simple like this, and whenever I see her, she just has this persona. It just makes you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love that about her.
And you were joking to bringing up Flashdance a moment ago, but I do think it kind of harkens back to that. That Jennifer Beals is so compelling in that, and primarily because I mean, yeah, she had body doubles, but she's doing a lot of the dancing, and it's
Right.
her. It's a real person.
Yeah.
And same thing here. Like, it's really her doing all this.
Yeah.
And it's just the camera on her, and it's super compelling.
I love it.
I loved it too.
I'm glad that you got to watch this with me because I know you hadn't really seen anything of hers.
I had not. No.
This is why I love doing reactions, everybody, with Mark, because we have very opposite musical tastes. I mean, although we both kind of dabble in everything, I would say we're open to different types of music. You're a rock guy.
Yeah.
And I'm a pop guy, I would say, mostly. You know, I mean, I like to listen to a lot of different things, but this, like, when I hear 80 synth stuff, I'm just, like, all over it. And so I love being able to watch your stuff and you watching mine because I feel like we both come from these different worlds. So thank you for watching
also similar
this.
worlds, because while we didn't overlap with music, I do feel like we overlapped with almost everything else with movies and
Yes,
popular culture.
yeah.
And so, yeah, it's great because I can make the references and you get
I get it. Yes, I get it. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this with us. And again, I wanted to talk about Mark's channel, Like Minded Lunatics, YouTube, Like Minded Lunatics, Instagram. Those are the two that you're mainly on. You have your show on Awesome Music TV.
Yep.
You have a Patreon, right? Yep.
Yep, we've got all kinds of stuff, folks. I deleted our Twitter, so we got Twitter no more.
Okay, well, a lot of people are deleting Twitter.
I was done with that, David. So
That's a whole other show,
that's a whole
right?
other show. But we have everything else.
All right, so check Mark out, and thank you for watching The Marino Show. Hello, everybody. Wanted to share my thoughts on the film Megan. I was lucky enough to see an advanced screening of the film thanks to the Austin Horror Society. Big shout out to them. I actually really liked this film. I felt like it lived up to the hype. We've all seen the previews, the Megan dance that went viral, and I felt like the film itself, it matched the tone of the preview. Sometimes you see a preview to a film, especially one like this that's been promoted so heavily, and sometimes the best parts of the film are shown in the preview and you go to the movie and you're not really as happy with the film as you thought you'd be. I thought that this was a good film. I thought it was put together nicely. It's definitely campy. It has its campy moments. I like camp. It's a nice mix of camp and satire. It really is sort of a statement on where we are in our society when it comes to technology. We're moving so fast with technology that, of course, there are positives with that, but the film really makes a point to say that we move so quickly that we don't think about the repercussions sometimes that come with all of the technological advancements that we're making. And so Megan is this robot that is created by Allison Williams' character. And basically the film's about a young girl whose parents were killed in an accident, and she goes and lives with her aunt. And her aunt has created this robot that's supposed to serve as like a comfort. I thought that it was really a horror comedy because Megan really says some funny things before she does something bad. It's a little cheesy, a little campy, but overall, I think that you will enjoy it.